Okay, so I found this really interesting. I'm in Daniel, and so I just got finished with Daniel 4. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar he was something else. I don't know, how else to put it. But Daniel came and basically told him about the dream in 4. And I don't know if I want to just go ahead and read all through that again, or I don't know. I think I just will. Nebuchadnezzar the king, unto all the people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought toward me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders! His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion from generation to generation. I, Nebuchadnezzar, was at rest in mine house, and flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions in my head troubled me. Therefore made I a decree to bring all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, the soothsayers, and I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But at the last Daniel came in before me, whose name is Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God, in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in thee, and no secret troubleth thee, tell me the vision of my dream that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of mine head in my bed. I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. And the leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, and the beasts of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of heaven dwell in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed. And I saw the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said, Thus hew down the tree, and cut off his branches, and shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit, and let the beasts get away from under it, and let the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portions be with the beasts of the grass of the earth. Let the heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth it over the basest of men. And see, and I just want to go and get to this one part. Here's what happened, and they tried to tell this king, Daniel did. He said, to break off his sins. And let me see where that part was. To break off his sins and to do righteousness, and to to do good deeds, to take care of the poor and things like that. And that's right here in Daniel 4. But what got me was that, of course, he didn't do that. He fell into pride again, and it got pretty bad. And they shall drive, and then what they did, they shall drive him from man, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, And they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. And the same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass with the oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven. And get this part, this last part, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. And at the end of the days, Nebuchadnezzar lifted up mine eyes into heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose name and dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, or say unto him, What doest thou? At the same time my reason returned unto me, for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me. And I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. So it looks like, just think of that. And his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. And it looks like to me he just had like this metamorphosis of the eagles, like it just really looks that way. That is just unbelievable. It's just an illustration of it, renewing of the eagle. And then look at the end, how he was restored after that renewal, and how he knew that God was God, and he had right thinking there. He knew that God was able to abase anybody in pride. So there you have it. That's just another little eagle story out of Daniel.